Alrighty, hello everyone and welcome. I hope you've been having a good time. I thought we'd start off with something a little bit straightforward. We're going to be doing some percentages. So what is a percentage? Percentage just means part of 100. So 100 is the total and we're just interested in just a part of it. Okay? So 100% is the whole thing, 50% is half of the thing, 25% is a quarter. And I think a lot of those things that subconsciously kind of know, but not always. So it's a part. It is a part of a whole thing. Alrighty, so I want to be able to do two different things with percentages. The first one is to be able to find a percentage of something. 20% of $100, 30% of $500, okay? And the second thing that I want us to be able to do is be able to find a percentage. If I've got two quantities, a small part and the whole, then I want to be able to know how much of the whole thing is the part. Okay, so two skills, that's what we're going to be looking at today. So let's start off with the first part, using a percentage. Alrighty, so to use a percentage, what have we got to do? Well, we've got to know what we're talking about first of all, so let's have a look. So if I've got 40% of $300, okay, 40% of $300, what does that mean? The whole thing, 100%, is $300, and I only want to find out what 40% is. Okay, well, what does 40% mean? Well, 40% means 40 out of 100. Why out of 100? Percent, per 100. That's what that means. It's a percentage. It is out of 100. Of, just multiplication, of 300. Okay, that's it. So, grab your calculator, type that in. 40 over 100 times 300, like that. Push equals. Check that we get $120. Alright, so that's my example. I want you to have a go at this one instead. We'll go 80% of $120. Have a go at that one. Pause the video, have a go, and we'll go through the answer in a second. Alrighty, hope you went well. Not too difficult. 80% just means 80 out of 100. Of, still multiplication, and 120. Type into the calculator, let's see what it gives us. So we get 80 over 100 times 120 should give you $96. Okay, that's it. So that's the first part. Can you use a percentage that's already been given? But I want to go a little bit further. Let's try one that's a little bit harder. Let's do 15% of $120. Try that. 15% of $120. Okay? So it's going to be 15 out of 100 times $120, right? Should give you $18 as the final answer. Alright, I'll give you a slightly different one. This is your one to have a go at. And at 26% of $18. 26% of $18. Pause the video, have a go. Alrighty, so hopefully you've had a go. 26 over 100 times 18. 26 over 100 times 18. And that gives us $4.68. Okay? So sometimes we're going to get less nice answers. Not a bad thing, just means that sometimes we get nice even answers, sometimes we're going to get less even answers. Not a problem either way. Alrighty, so we've had a look at that. Hopefully at this point you're looking at all of these and you're like, they're all pretty much the same. Divide by 100 times by the thing we're looking for. And that's pretty much going to be our game for whenever we need to use a percentage. Now I want us to look away from that for a second, and instead I want us to be able to do it in a different context. What's that context? It's going to be in finding a percentage. Okay, so let me type out a little story for us to have a look at. All right, so I'm going to say 18 marbles in a bag of 40 are red. Calculate the percentage of marbles that are red. Now I've written this in a little bit of a confusing way, but I'm hoping that we're going to be all right with it. So, whenever I'm going to be looking at something like this, I want to be thinking like this. Part out of the whole thing times 100. That's the goal. Part over whole times 100. Okay. So, 18, that's my part, divided by 40, that's my whole, times 100. Now let's find out what that is. 18 over 40 times 100 should get 45. Sorry, I didn't make that look like a fraction. 18 out of 40 times 100, you should get the answer of 45. Now it's a little bit hard to see. So 45, but what were we looking for? We weren't looking for the number of marbles. We know how many marbles were red, 18. So we're looking for the percentage, and that's our final answer. All right, let's do one for yourselves. So say 20 marbles in a bag of 60 are green. Calculate the percentage green marbles. Alrighty, pause the video, have a go. Alrighty, well it's the same thing, right? Part out of whole. So what's my part? 20, 20 are green. How many are there in total? 60. Times by what? Times by 100. Why? Because we're looking for a percentage. We always times by 100. And in this case, 20 over 60 times 100. If your answer comes up looking like that, remember, use this button right here, the S to D button, and that will convert it into a decimal. So 33.33 recurring. %. Alrighty.